happens. And so a lot of the industrial hemp derived CBD products, it is more what they add to it that gives the feeling of pain relief. And there's some surface help from the CBD, but it's the other products that really, really work well. And it's, learning the difference between transdermal and topical was really important to me because I need to get in there very deeply. And so looking for the types of ingredients that can activate that, again, label reader, I'm finding more and more products that actually work. And it's very hard to review CBD products too, because it takes
not
time.
Just a one, I mean, I feel like now people are like, well, just put CBD on it. It'll fix everything. And it's just not that simple.
Not at all. And frankly, THC, one puff of a vape pen, and the pain goes away. Trust me. So who tells women this? Who lets you know that this is the truth as opposed to all this misinformation and all of this marketing crazy? Well, you can't say no one. Elementa does. Woohoo!
And I'm so glad that these conversations are opening up and we're seeing more women, come to the forefront with their cannabis consumption because, it's just been underground for so long. And you were earlier to the internet than I was, but does it look the same to you? Is it the same progression of do you feel like it's going to explode? And
Oh yeah. So the trajectory is the same. The main difference, because if you think about it, in the 2 years that I've been very active in this industry, in just 2 years, the landscape is completely different. The first year, 2016, that I was involved, I could hardly find the women in the industry, much less any products geared specifically toward women, much less any content geared toward women. Now there's a wonderful array of information out there, lots of different groups forming, a special kind of interest groups, if you call it, or niche groups to even segment women. So there's women of color, there's just moms. So there's a lot of things out there. There's no big umbrella group that does health and wellness the way we do, the way that Elementa does. But there's so many inroads to learning about cannabis now.
You know what's interesting? And I'm sorry. I when you just said that it was hard to find the women, no wonder we found each other in the hallway.
Well, exactly. Because if you're in this industry, and I still find this to be true, this is one thing that hasn't drastically changed yet. Women early on were seeking each other out to make these kinds of connections because we're in it together. And just this past week, I was speaking to another woman in the industry with a company in cannabis. And it was the same conversation that, in fact, it was Kira Reed that I was talking to, who is a woman younger than us, who is very smart. And she's got several ventures out there for women, specifically focused on women in the industry or to help women get into the industry. Well, the conversation was about just how things have changed so much. But the one thing that hasn't changed is how we are banding together. The women who will succeed as the landscape continues to drastically change are the ones who realize we're stronger together.
Yeah, we so don't need to be in our own lane on this. I mean, this is I've been in the industry for, I think this is my 5th year. But I was very quiet about it early on because it was, I was terrified of the stigma and the backlash. But I mean, it's phenomenal. And this, I'm going to be in my own lane thing is not going to work.
It's not.
We are so much better together. And here's the thing. I truly, truly believe that we can heal so many people. I look at people and it truly breaks my heart now when I see people in pain unnecessarily.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just ourselves. It's everyone who's in our circle,
Absolutely.
our family circle, our friends circle, our community circle. If you empower women with better information about cannabis, then you are creating a natural advocate, a natural activist, and a healer. You really are. And I think that this is an important time for us. And when you are asking about, is everything the same as it was during the internet years, the early internet years? Here's what happened on the internet. And this is what I sadly know is going to happen with cannabis, but we could stave this off, is that the big money comes in, the big corporations come in, and they take over and they turn it into something different.
Yes.
They commercialize it, which is good because we want to commercialize it as well, but we still think and feel and believe and are passionate about the healing.
Yes. And I have to, and for me, that's my why every day. And so when I think about the bigger industries coming in and the big money, I think that it's twofold. We will get the research that we need ongoing because I'm thrilled about that. But all the consolidation and the big box stuff that we've seen, that hurts my heart. It does.
It does. But we have to be smart as business women. We have to realize that we operate with authenticity, with heart, with soul. We want to empower women. We want to heal people. That is a fundamental foundation of why we're in the cannabis industry in the first place. Yes. And we just have to make sure, again, we band together, we join forces, we unite voices so that we are not brushed over when the big wave comes, because this will be legalized. And the reason why is because of money.
Yep.
And under that is greed. So if we can ride the wave of the money up together, we can hold on to a piece, I believe, that we feel is important, the healing piece of it, the uniting piece of it, the empowering piece of it. Maybe that's a pipe dream, but that's what I'm holding on to.
Well, I love that you hold on to pipe dreams. And, I'm generally, I'm oftentimes the skeptic, I think, with rose-colored lenses. So it's kind of a weird combination. I worry about big pharma and, but I have to believe there's going to be some good coming out of this. And I believe the hemp, the farm bill that just passed is going to change the way we live and do things completely. I really believe that.
Well, okay. And then being a skeptic, what's going to happen is opening the doors to all the big companies. And again, there's nothing wrong with a big company. There's nothing evil about capitalism.
I wish there was value.
Right, exactly. We want to make sure that the values remain. And that's a little bit hard. When there's money to be had, values often go out the window. So I think let's leave this on a high note, though. Yeah. Let's not leave this on a negative note.
No, there's so much room to, we're growing so fast and it's such an exciting time. And I just feel so much gratitude to get to work with you after all these years in between and to get to work with Melissa and this amazing team of women that we have put together, all our gathering leaders, the people, on the streets in all these cities holding out their hand.
Mm-hmm. I think we can't forget, though, the guys as well.
Absolutely.
So we have partnered with companies that aren't owned by women as well, and with marketing managers and with activists and advocates who are guys as well. I think what we're creating is a very, I say safe place. Melissa, our business partner, likes to just say welcoming space, but I've been told by so many women that Elementa is a safe space. And that to me is so incredibly valuable. And men respect and understand what we're building. The men we work with are all for it. They think this is the key, that Elementa is the difference. And I love that. So knowing that we're building a safe space for women, but we're doing it together, not just with women, but just with everyone who's in the space, who wants to empower people, who wants to heal people. I think this is it. This is the time.
Yeah.
The time is now.
I absolutely agree. And it's a wild ride. I mean, someone said to me recently, being in the cannabis industry is like boarding an airplane after it's already taken off. It's tricky, and it's up and down, and there's turbulence and there's challenges. But I mean, I thrive off this stuff. And I think you do too.
I do. And I have the destination in sight.
Right.
And I'm pretty laser focused on where we're trying to get. And I think the most important thing is do it well, be kind along the way, don't lie, be transparent. Yeah, integrity, be real, be human, all of those things. I think that's what we're building.
It is. It is what we're building. And I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. To me, it's a legacy thing. I mean, I'm in midlife. This is a legacy thing. Elementa is part of my legacy. And that I think is a pretty tall order. But I think we're up to the challenge. And I also think we're out of time. So thanks, Ashley, for sharing your story and vision.
And thank you for sharing. And I'm glad our stories intertwined again.
Yeah, me too. You can find us on elementa.com, and that's ELLE, French for her, menta, which means mind, Elementa.
Her mind.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode with Eliza Sherman and Ashley Kingsley of Elementa. Their details can be found in the show notes for this episode. As always, if you like what you heard and if you're keen on hearing more of my carefully crafted outros, please take a moment to leave a review. And to prove how grateful we are, we'll be giving 2 of our reviewers a free copy of Volume 2 of the Herbalife magazine, which is coming out this month. And that's not all. You'll also be entered into the draw to win a PAX Vaporizer at the conclusion of Sessions Season 1. Sessions is committed to broadening the cannabis conversation by highlighting the women working in the industry. Each episode, we have a new set of hosts discussing contemporary cannabis issues, giving you a direct line into the evolving cannabis landscape. Don't miss out on the next Sessions episode and subscribe now. Sessions by Herbalife is a production of Blue Dream Media, produced by Tiana Matliowski and executive producer Jill Pollard.